Peter Drummey. I'm the librarian of the Massachusetts Historical Society. The Wheatley family, they play such an important role in her life. Educate her, introduce her, in some respects support her efforts to reach a wider audience. It's hard to think, at least for her early writing, would only have come to the attention of the public through the activities of members of the Wheatley family. But at some point, she seems to outstrip this connection. But I think that they stand in the reflected celebrity of Phillis Wheatley. It's the world turned upside down, where they're known, this established, prosperous Boston family are known through their connection with the young black poet, rather than, you know, the other way around, which is how the story must have started. Her first published poem is from 1767. That would make her, say, 14. Religion is everywhere in her writing, both her personal letters and in her poetry, but it's at a time when of enormous religious enthusiasm, what's called the Second Great Awakening, where people like George Whitefield is here preaching. I think her most revealing writing about her relationship with Susanna Wheatley is in a letter that she writes to a personal friend. She seems to be trying to puzzle out what this relationship is. She's her mistress, that is, we would use an uglier word, owner. But is she her parent at the same time? If she's going to school with the daughter in the household, that doesn't sound like she's described as being a servant. She's described as being a child who is purchased by to be a servant in the household. But is she a companion to the daughter? I mean, it's hard for us to say what that is, but she's being educated in a way that's remarkable even for a girl in New England, let alone enslaved child. There's a paradox of the American Revolution that while certainly we think of it as a political and military revolution, and it was, and the English colonies of North America becoming independent, it didn't benefit everyone equally. And if it's not the cause of the circumstance, she was not lifted up by the revolution.
In addition, when Susanna Wheatley passed away, Phillis Wheatley's life spiraled downward. She married a man, John Peters, who was a drifter and really could not support her, and she died in severe poverty.
What if she had never come back to America? What if she hadn't come back to Massachusetts from England? I think it's reasonable to say that how she was welcomed and applauded in England in the 1770s, you can sort of imagine her staying on in England and becoming, at least having the opportunity to publish more. She had assembled essentially a second volume of poetry that not only wasn't published, but has disappeared. Her role as a woman, that she faced essentially a double or triple burden, one of race, one of social circumstance. She was enslaved, and she was a woman in a society that didn't make much public space for women. So that her accomplishments become, in some respects, even more remarkable.